Today we're going to talk about taking accurate measurements. The equipment you're going to need includes a metal ruler, a tape measure, my personal measurement chart, or a pen and paper. To take measurements accurately, please ensure your fit model is standing with feet together, good posture, standing straight and tall, with shoulders back, and wearing firm-fitting underwear. The measurements need to be taken over the top of the underwear and underneath any clothing for an accurate fit. Accurate measurement taking is very important, especially when you're going to use the measurements to create your first block or sloper. It's also very important that you have a copy of the industry standard measurements so you can compare your measurements to the standards and assess any deviations and the reason for it. It's very important that the tape measure is placed firmly around the body with no extra allowed for ease. We will add ease later at the pattern drafting stage. It is, however, important where I tell you that you take the measurements with 2 fingers under the tape measure. The first measurement we're going to take is the bust. Now, the bust is defined as the horizontal measurement around the whole of the body. The bust is often the fullest part of the torso area. To take an accurate bust measurement, ensure the tape measure is horizontal and it doesn't drape down at the back. Ensure there's 2 fingers under the tape measure and take the measurement over the widest point of the bust. The waist measurement is the next measurement we need to find. To take an accurate waist measurement, we need to take the measurement from the natural waist. Now, if you're using a fit model, there are 2 ways you can achieve this. Either you can tie a length of string around the waist or a length of soft elastic. Now, if you choose to use a length of soft elastic, ensure it's not too thick. This thickness would be the widest, it's around about 8 mils. So what we're going to want to do is tie the elastic around the waist and then ask your fit model to bend over. By bending over, what will happen is the elastic will naturally roll into the smallest part of the waist. Now, bear in mind the smallest part of the waist is not necessarily over the belly button. When you take this measurement, ensure the tape measure is horizontal as well, and there are 2 fingers under the tape measure. Now, once you've taken this measurement, leave the elastic in place. We're going to need it to take a hip measurement and other measurements from. The next measurement we're going to take is the hip measurement. The hip will fall between 17.5 and 23 centimetres, which is 7 to 9 inches from the natural waistline, the measurement we've just taken. The exact distance depends on the size. Now, to find the exact distance, you'll need to refer to my standard body measurement chart. For this example, I'm going to measure 8 inches, which is 20 centimetres from the natural waistline, and take a measurement from here. So what we do is we measure down from the elastic line to the point, keep an eye on the point and measure around the body, horizontal to the floor, with 2 fingers under the tape measure. And again, we want to make sure that this measurement is measured horizontally, that the tape measure doesn't ride up or fall down at the back, and there are 2 fingers under the tape measure. The next measurement we're going to need to take is the cross-back measurement. Now, to find this, we need to measure down 6 inches, which is 15 centimetres from the neck bone. Now, you can find the neck bone if you put your head on your chest. It's the protruding bone at the back of your neck, which is approximately So simply here. Turn your fit model around, find the neck bone, which is approximately here, measure down 15 centimetres, and now we're going to take a measurement across at that point from armhole to armhole. You need to pretend your fit model is wearing a t-shirt or a tight-fitting garment and measure from the armhole to the armhole area. It's very good to see on dolly here. The next measurement we're going to take is the chest measurement. Now, to take the chest measurement, we need to find the collarbone. We're going to measure down 7 centimetres, which is approximately 3 inches, and take a horizontal measurement from this point. This point runs across the top of the chest. We're measuring from this point here, down 3 inches, which is approximately 7 centimetres, just over, and we're going to measure from armhole to armhole. Now we're moving on to the shoulder measurement. It's very important you get an accurate shoulder measurement. If yours deviates too much from the standard body measurements, you will need to take this measurement again. To measure the shoulder, we measure from the edge of the neck to the edge of the shoulder bone. It's very easy to see the shoulder bone on a dolly like this. It's very easy to distort this measurement, so take your time and get it right. The shoulder measurement endpoint is very important also, because the shoulder measurement endpoint is the start point for our sleeve measurement. Now the next measurement we're going to take is the neck measurement. Now the neck measurement will be further split into front neck and back neck, and then again, just to confuse you more, we're going to split it into half front neck and half back neck. But for now we need a total circumference of the neck measurement. Now the neck runs from the collarbone through to the neck bone that I told you about previously. You need to run the tape measure around on a curve, ensuring part of that curve intersects with the line that we took the shoulder measurement from. Our number 8 measurement is a dart. Now this is a standard measurement. You don't actually measure this for now. It will naturally fall into place from your block. If it doesn't, you need to access that measurement from the standard body measurement chart. Number 9 on our measurement chart is the top arm. Now the top arm is the bicep. To measure this accurately, you need to ensure the fit model has put her hand on her hip or her waist. It will enlarge the bicep, and you don't want woven garments to be too tight. So we're going to be taking a measurement around about here, and if you notice, it's the underarm point. It's where, if you're wearing a t-shirt, the underarm seam would sit from. The bicep is normally the widest part of the arm. The next measurement is the wrist measurement. The wrist measurement is also a horizontal measurement. Now we need to locate the wrist bone. The wrist bone is the bone here where the hand pivots to the end of the arm. We're going to add a small amount of ease to this measurement. This measurement needs to be taken approximately here. We want to add just a small amount of ease for comfort. The next measurement we're going to take is the ankle. We take this measurement over the ankle bone and allow a small amount of ease. The next measurement we need to take is high ankle. This is taken above the ankle bone, approximately 3 or 4 centimetres, inch and a half. Allow a small amount of ease. The next measurement we're going to take is the nape to waist measurement. Now the nape to waist is also called the neck to waist measurement. To take this, we need to locate the neck bone that we found earlier and measure down to the natural waistline in a vertical line. So moving along, we're taking the front shoulder to waist measurement. Now to find this measurement, we need to find the approximate centre of the front shoulder and measuring in a vertical line to the natural waistline, which is the elastic we left on the fit model from before. So come to the shoulder and find the approximate centre. And we're going to be measuring over the curve of the bust in a straight line down to our natural waist. Now moving on to armhole depth, this is a standard measurement you can download from my measurement chart. Skirt length can be whatever length you want to make it. If you're taking these measurements to create your block or sloper, I suggest you take a measurement to below the knee, or whatever skirt length you tend to use more. You can of course shorten this or lengthen this at a later date, but for now it's probably quite easy if you take a measurement to just below the knee. To take the skirt length, we're going to measure from the natural waist, which is the elastic band around the waist we placed there before, and we're going to double check it at the back, because often the buttocks will swell out and the measurement might end up shorter than you want it to be. So we're going to take a line down the centre front to whatever length you choose. Say for example 28 inches, which is 71 centimetres, and we're just going to double check that that looks fine at the back. The waist to hip measurement is a vertical measurement which lies between 17.5 and 23 centimetres from the natural waistline, which is between 7 and 9 inches. The exact point will depend on the height of your model. If you want to take an approximation, you could take an 8 inch or 20 centimetres as a guideline. To take the next measurement, our waist to floor measurement, you're going to need a straight ruler, and a metal ruler is ideal for this. We need to measure from the natural waistline down the side seam to the floor. Now it's a good idea if your model is standing in bare feet on the floor, or if you prefer your length to be longer, you need to ensure the model is wearing shoes that she's going to be wearing for all the fit sessions later. We measure in a vertical line down an approximate side seam to the floor. You can use a tape measure for this, but the tape measure can curve out and curve in, so it's easier if you use a straight ruler. And measure from the natural waistline straight down to the floor. The next measurement we're going to take is body rise, which is also called crotch depth. There are lists of standard body measurements you can go off, or you can simply ask your model to sit on a flat chair or table, and with your metal ruler measure from the elastic around the waist to the flat of the seat. The final measurement we are going to take today is the sleeve length. Now you need to find the position you marked as the end of the shoulder and measure down the outside of the arm to the wrist bone. It's very important that you ask your model to stand straight and tall with her hand on her hip or on her waist, so you can measure around the curve of the elbow. So we're going to find the end position of the shoulder, measure down, around the curve, and down to the wrist bone position we found earlier. Now it's important you don't take this too short. There's nothing worse than tops and blouses that are too short in the wrist. Ensure you're covering the wrist bone and don't stop at an upper wrist area. It's also quite handy to keep a note of the measurement of the elbow. So now today we've learned how to take the 20 most important measurements correctly to create a block or sloper from scratch. Keep an eye out for the next video, which is how to use these measurements to create your own personal block to make garments that will fit you perfectly every time.